video is dedicated to my student Alex, who's currently working on this piece. But since I'm hoping other people might be able to use the video as well, Alex, I'm going to give some information that you really don't need. And pardon the winter hat, it's very cold in my house. I actually wish I could wear gloves too, but very hard to play the cello wearing gloves. So what we're talking about here are the Telemann 6 canonic sonatas. Actually, specifically, we're talking about the third movement of the second sonata. And if you are a cellist who is interested in playing music with other cellists, cello duets, that kind of thing, you must get your hands on these pieces. They're really fun. By canonic, what that means is that they are canons or rounds. So both cellists are playing the same part, you're just playing them at separate times. And what's very cool about that is when you're practicing it and learning it, you can just play it together and then you can divide up the parts later. So nice to be able to do that. So I wanted to give you just a sense of what this sounds like, how this works. But to do that, I have to sing one part, since I don't have a cello friend to play with at the moment. And so what's going to happen in this, whenever you see the weird little symbol, the sign thing, looks sort of like an S with a slash through it, that's where the second cellist comes in. So once the first cellist gets to that spot, the second cellist comes at the beginning. So we're going to sing the first cello part, play the second cello part. This is actually pretty challenging, so if I crash and burn, sorry. Yum bum bum ba ya da da dee ya yum bum bum ba ya da da dee da ya ya bum ba ya bum ba bum ba da dee da 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 dee dee ya da 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 yum bum bum ba ya da da dee da ya ya da da da. And that's about as far as I can go. Anyhow, that might give you some sense on how these work. They sound much better when it's actually two cellos, trust me. So what I want to do here is just talk you through a couple of fingering things in this movement. And then I'm going to play it through once at a slow tempo and then once at a zippier tempo. So this is the international edition, Janos Starker. I don't know if there's another edition out there, but I do know that there are two fingering things in here that I think are weird. And they are specifically at measure 39, first note of measure 39, he suggests putting a fourth finger on that E. I think it's a little uncomfortable. It's not awful, but a little uncomfortable. I just put my third finger there. So you can check that one out. Also, at the measure 57, I should have mentioned actually, this movement is a rondo. It's in rondo form, which means I have the A section, the first idea, followed by something else, B section. A section comes back again, followed by something else, C section, and then the A section comes back again. And so rondo form, that's how it works. It could be A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E, A, F, however far you want to go. For this particular one, the A theme only comes back 3 times. But what I think is very strange is on the last A theme, he gives it a different fingering. That's a very weird thing to do. Anyway, so that's in measure 57. The last 2 notes of measure 57, just do the same fingering you've done the other 2 times with 4 on the G, 1 on the B, rather than doing the opposite. I don't know what Starker was thinking, but alright, so I'm going to play through at a slow tempo, and I'm going to do this also in a slightly weird way so that you can play along with me if you want, and you can be either the first cello or the second cello. I'm going to count off basically 2 bars. So you can come in on beat 4 of that first bar if you'd like, and you can play it before me, or you can wait till I come in 4 beats later, and you can then be the second cello. Okay, so we're going to go yum dun dun dee ya da da dum. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. mention, in the second to last bar there, you will see there's a fermata. What that fermata is that's the stopping point for the second cellist. Okay, so the second cellist is not going to play till the very, very end. They're going to stop on that fermata note in the second to last bar. Also, you'll notice there was one sort of higher position thing, I think it's fifth position. Where did it go? I know that those are the notes. There it is in measure 35. Just check out when you're up there. We got our first finger on a B natural, second natural finger on C. So we've got a half step between these two fingers, whole step between 2 and 3. So that's half step, whole step. And that top note, you can even check it with a harmonic to see if you're really in the right place up there. Besides that, it's all lower positions, but there are a whole lot of extensions in this movement, all over the place. So, if you're noticing that your intonation is a little off somewhere or another, check to see if you should be doing an extension or if you should not be doing an extension and what your hand is doing there, where your hand position is. Last thing, I would definitely suggest some practice on the shift in measure, I should say shifts, 48. This is tough. It only happens happens twice in the actual piece, but I find that hard, jumping back and forth 2 times in a row like that. So maybe just some slow. And then adding the bowing with the hook bows. And then some vibrato maybe. But as you notice, my intonation gets worse every time. So that spot is a spot to practice in terms of the shifts. Many other shifts that might deserve a little of attention, but that's the one that sticks out most to me. Okay, I'm going to play the whole thing a little faster. Again, I'll count off the same way. So if you want to play before me, go ahead. You can be cello 1. If you want to play after me, go ahead. You can be cello 2. So I'll start counting on the 4th beat. You'll come in on the next 4th beat. 4, 1, 2, 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. I hope that's helpful. Fingering wise, I should have mentioned, there are a lot of different fingerings you could do. In fact, you could get away with playing a lot of this in first position. But, Alex, you do the fingerings that are printed. Alright, thank you.